What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Royal King Brian, aka Brian, and you are now back watching another live video. So it's been about 2 weeks since I've done a live video. Just wanted to get back into doing it. So thank you guys thank you to everybody who has been watching my videos. Thank you for everybody who supports my channel. In case you are new to the channel and you did not know, we recently just hit our first 1,000 subscribers, and now we are over 1,000 subscribers, and we are on the road to 2,000 subscribers right now. So if you enjoy these topics, you enjoy these videos, I have a lot of topics, I have a lot of videos that I be covering, and I usually get into this for about 10 to 15 minutes. And today's video is going to be on my favorite book of all time ever that I have ever read in my entire life. And it is a book that I feel like a lot of people, if you read it and you understand it, not just read it, if you read it and understand it, it will give you a lot of insight into your own life. It's a book about self-reflection. It's about self-development. It's about growing and becoming. I don't think it is about becoming the best version of yourself. I think it is a book about figuring out yourself and what do you want to do with yourself and how to be the best version of yourself, whatever that is for you. So in case you don't know what book I'm talking about, if you haven't read the title yet, it is my favorite book of all time, written by Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. Outwitting the Devil, y'all. So I haven't done a live in like 2 weeks, and it is basically because I wanted to do the live on this book, on this topic, on this conversation. And just because of the title of the book, I know it's going to mislead a lot of people. It's going to give people pre-notions and preconceptions of what the book is about. This book is not a religious book at all. It's not about I don't think you find it in the religious section in Barnes and Noble. It's on the self-help, personal growth section. It does have the word, it has that word in it, but it is not a book about that at all. It's not a book about heaven or hell. It's not a book about any of that stuff, right? So I just want to get that out the way before I get into this conversation. This is not a religious topic. This is not a religious book. This is just a book with a character, and the character happens to be the devil in this book, right? So, some pre background on the book. It is written by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill is one of the most successful authors of not our century, because this book was written a long time ago, but he's a very successful author. He is mostly known for the book Think and Grow Rich. It is one of the top 10, I believe, best-selling books of all time. Think and Grow Rich is also written by Napoleon Hill. So this was his best-selling book. They both are best-selling books now, but this was the book that got him recognized, the book that got him very successful, and the book that put him basically on the map. So think of it as this is the guide to doing things right, thinking and becoming rich, right? So Outwitting the Devil is like a part 2 to that book. This is like, you can see it as a part 1, and this will be considered a part 2. Why is that considered part 1 and this is considered part 2? Well, it's one of the reasons why it's my favorite book. This book tells you how to do everything right in order to become successful, in order to become rich, right? This book tells you, if you think like this and you act like this and you do these steps, you will become successful. You can think into becoming more successful, into becoming the best version of yourself, and you can work on those goals until you become rich and successful, right? So what happened was, a lot of people who read this book, and a lot of people still read this book, and it's still one of the best-selling books today in 2020. And this book was written, I believe, over 100 years ago, in 2021, and this book was written over 100 years ago. What happened is that there are people who read this book and became very successful, but there are also people who read this book and they're like, hey, nothing happened for me. I read this book, I try to do what the book tells me to do, and still nothing happened, right? So this is how Outwitting the Devil became about, because this book is telling you what to do the right way, how to do things the right way, But maybe you're doing things the right way, but you're still doing some of those negative things that are holding you back from growing, that are holding you back from reaching that next level in your life. You can do 100 things right, but if you still have the fundamentals wrong, if you're still doing things incorrectly, like you could build a building. Let's say you want to build a building, you want to build a wall, you want to build a castle, you want to build the best version of your life. Your results are up here, but without a proper foundation, it's just going to keep falling. So you could be building, 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 but if this is rotten right here, this is bad, it's just going to keep falling down. You have to start all over again. So this book is mostly about, not about doing things the right way. This book is mostly about how you can reflect on yourself so you can stop doing things the wrong way, right? Because if you stop doing things the wrong way, eventually you will start doing it the right way, right? So instead of saying, hey, do this correctly, think like this, do this correctly, think like that, this is more like, hey, you're doing some things wrong. So let's fix on those things that you're doing wrong. And then that other book will help you out tremendously, right? So Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. There are 7 principles in this book. There are 7 principles that you can do in order to outwit the devil. Now, again, I just want to say it one more time. I'm not going to say it again. The devil in this book is not like the real devil. Like, it's just a character. It's not a religious book, again. So when I say the devil, or when you read the devil in this book, don't see it as like actual devil, right? It's just a character, right? So again, so there are 7 principles in Outwitting the Devil, 7 things that you can do in order to stop this negativity of constant flow that's in your life, and stop that negativity and start prospering in life. So I'm not going to go over all 7 because you can read the book for yourself. I'm going to go over the top 3 personally for me, the top 3 things personally for me, right? So in this book, it is basically a conversation between Napoleon Hill and the devil. Obviously, Napoleon Hill cannot interview the devil. It's not like, right? It's just a made up thing. It's made up. But the thing in the book helps you out. So I'm going to give you guys 3 of the principles, right, that I got from Outwitting the Devil, and how I've used it in my life in order to prosper and further along my journey, right? Because I would definitely say, if I had to give a credit to any book ever that I've ever read, whether it's in school, whether it's in my personal life, whether it's on my free time, this is the book. If I had to pick one book, this is the book. If I can only pick one book to ever read in my life over and over, and I'm like, Brian, you can't read another book ever again in your life. This is only the one book you get to keep. It will be this one. Because I feel like with this book, I could do so many things in my life, right? So principle number 1 on how to outwit the devil: have a definition of purpose. Definition of purpose. That means when you wake up every single day, you look forward to accomplishing this one thing in your life. You got, whether that's a big goal, whether that's a small goal, but it's a goal that you're working towards every single day. And I think that is something that stuck with me, because sometimes you get to wake up in life and you get to this point in life that you're just like, man, I can't wait for the day to be over. Or you're just like, I don't even want to start the day. Like, I'm not looking forward to tomorrow. Why can't I just be in bed all day? So when you get to that point in life, you kind of wake up without a purpose, right? You wake up without a definite goal. Now I've gotten to a point in my life where I look forward to waking up in the morning. I look forward to doing things because I know exactly what it is that I want to do. I know exactly what it is that I'm working towards. I'm not just waking up and I'm like, oh, let me see what happens today, right? Not every single day is the same. And I love that because I get to work on my definite purpose in life in different ways, right? So now, what is my definite purpose? So I will just be sharing it with you guys. My purpose in life is to inspire. That's pretty much it. And inspire could be very broad, and it is very broad. But I wake up every single day and I'm just like, how can I inspire myself to be a better version of myself? How can I inspire my friends to want to do better in their life instead of just settling? How can I inspire people in my family to want and go and do more, right? Sometimes people like, why you want to do more? Like, you should just be happy with what you have. And yeah, I'm very happy with what I have. But why not do more, right? Like, why not be a better version of yourself? Why not get better at learning how to manage your money? Because what I've noticed is when I'm a better version of myself, I can give that better version of myself to somebody else, right? If I'm happy, I can make my girlfriend happy. If I'm happy, I can make my friends happy. If I'm happy, and I'm learning new information, I could give that information and that joy, right, and that fulfillment to my family, right? So when I have kids, I want to wake up every single day and be happy, right, and inspire my kids to, hey, you can go and do whatever it is that you want to, and whatever it is that they want to, they can actually go and do it and not just like cut them off or whatever, right? Because of lack of belief in myself. I don't want to wake up and not be the best version of myself, right? So I'm constantly improving. And my greatest inspiration for myself is to inspire. I want to inspire people to do whatever it is that they want to do. It doesn't even have to be with my own beliefs and whatever it is that your belief is, whatever it is that you want to do in life, you can do it. And if I inspire you or I motivate you to do that, then that it's amazing. So that's basically my definition of purpose. I wake up every single day and I'm just like, hey, if I could help somebody get better, even if it's one person every single day, whether that person is just myself, right? Whether that person is just myself, I am very satisfied with my day. So, definition of purpose, finding your purpose in life. Whatever it is that you want to do in your life, finding your purpose and waking up every single day knowing that that is your purpose, that will give you joy when you wake up every single day in the morning. And like, you don't have to just like, I'm looking forward to the weekend because it's my escape. I'm living in my escape. I'm living in my oasis. I'm living in my paradise. I'm living in my dream, right? I don't need to go to sleep in order to dream. I wake up every day and I'm living in my dream right now. This is my reality, right? So definition of purpose is number one. Number two, learning from ad, uh, adversity, learning from adversity. So in life, you hear this a lot because you hear this in sports, you hear this in video games, you hear this in school, you hear this everywhere. You either win or you lose. So a lot of people see life as like you're either winning at life or you're losing at life. You're either winning at what you want to do or you're losing at what you want to do. And reality is that people have just been tricked. People have been tricked into thinking that that's how life actually works. Life doesn't work like that. In life, there is no win or losing. You either win or you're learning from your mistakes. You either win or you're making mistakes and you're learning from your mistakes, right? There is no lose. You don't lose. The day that you lose is basically when you're dead because you can't play again, right? So that's why I say personally, I don't have a plan B. I don't believe in a plan B. I don't believe that you should settle for less. And that's what plan B is, right? Because if you have a plan A, that means you have a goal. You see something for yourself that you want to do. You're like, I'm going to make this work. This is my plan A. So I wake up every day with a purpose in order to make plan A happen, right? What happens is when you have a plan B, plan A might not be going the way that you wanted it to go, right? Your plan A might be something that you're like, man, this is completely unrealistic. I had this goal, I had this expectation, and it's just not working out for me, right? So what happens is when you have a plan B or a C, D, E, F, G, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna just give up on this plan A and I'm gonna do this plan B because I can make that happen. That's a lot easier. My plan B is a lot easier than my plan A. So what happens is in order for people to feel accomplished, in order for people to feel like they did something, they give up on their plan A and go for plan B. And what I've noticed is that even though you accomplish your plan B, right? In the short term, in the micro, you are satisfied, you're happy, like, hey, I did this. But what happens is a year passes by, 2 years passes by, 3 years passes by, 10 years passes by, and they're like, man, you're still thinking about that plan A. What happens if I would have gone for plan A? What would have happened if I would have just done this? I would have stuck to my plan A because I don't really care about my plan B, to be honest, right? So I'm gonna give you guys an example, right? of myself, because who else am I going to talk about? My plan A has always been to move to California. Obviously, I thought I was going to get to California around the age of 20. I got here around the age of 30, but I did not look for a plan B. When I talk to certain people, about my plan A, which is like to move to California, they were like, well, you wanted to move there like 5 years ago. You're not gonna move there by now. You're not gonna move there no more. Like, you wanted to do that a long time ago. You haven't done it yet. It doesn't work. Life doesn't work when you want it to work, right? You have to make a plan and work towards it every single day until you get it done. So my plan A came true a few years down the line. And people will tell you that you should go for your plan B. People usually encourage your plan B more than your plan A. Like, I remember telling people like, oh, I'm going to move to Cali. And they're like, have you ever been there before? How do you know that you're going to like it? How you know that that's where you actually want to be if you've never been there? Because if you don't know me, I ended up moving to California without basically ever visiting California. And society says that you should go and test it out first, test the waters, see if you like it, spend some time there, go there for a month, go there for a week. I never did any of that. I just basically got up and I left because I knew I had my plan A. I had my purpose in life, right? I don't need to satisfy what you think I should do. I have a purpose with my own personal life, and I know what I want out of my personal life. And I decided a long time ago that this is what I was going to work towards. And you don't need approval. I've always been the person, if you know me personally, you could definitely attest to this. I've always been the person is, if I want to do something, I don't go and ask people, what do they think about the thing that I want to do? Why would I never understood that personally. Why would I ask somebody else about what should I do, right? I remember when I first got my tattoo, I asked people, I asked my friends, I asked my family, hey, you think I should get a tattoo? What do you think people are going to think of me if I get this? I just went and got it, right? Everybody threw a temper tantrum, but I just went and got it because it made me happy. When I buy clothes, I don't ask people, hey, do you think this look good on me? What do you think? Do you think this outfit match it? I just buy the stuff that I want to buy because it makes me happy. I'm not looking for society's approval. I'm not looking for your approval. I'm not looking for nobody else's approval. The only approval that I need in my personal life is myself. And I think a lot of people should take that advice and just try to make themselves happy. You don't need your parents' approval. You don't need your friends' approval. You don't need your spouse's approval in order to make yourself happy. The only approval that you need to make yourself happy is yourself, right? So learning from adversity. You don't win or lose at life. You don't win or lose. You either win or you learn, and then you keep going until you win, right? You don't lose. You win, you make a mistake, you learn, you keep going until you win. And that's basically learning from adversity. So that is number 2 on how to outwit the devil. Number 3, controlling your environment influences on you. Controlling your environment's influence on you. And that is a big one. That is a huge one. Your environment plays a big, big role on how you grow up, on how you think, on how far you get in life and stuff like that. And your environment is not only your neighborhood. It's not only your city. It's not only your state. It's the people that you surround yourself by, right? The ideas that you are around all the time, the influences that you are around all the time. So that could be your environment, could be your neighbor. Your environment could be your job. Your environment could be the school that you go to. The environment could be your friends that you hang around with. The environment could be your coworkers. The environment could be your family, right? So all these people play an influence on your life. And you always hear people say like, you can do whatever it is that you want to, right? But the second that you decide to do something that you want to do, your environment gives you an opinion on it, right? So I made a YouTube short. If you haven't seen that YouTube short, you should watch it right now. And I was just like saying how your environment tells you can do whatever it is that you want to. You go to school, they could be like, oh, you could go to school and do anything that you want to do. And then you're like, okay, I want to go to school to become a painter, an artist, a musician. I want to go to school for music. And like, really? Why don't you just go to school and become a doctor? Okay, so that society's portraying their beliefs on you. They're telling you one thing, but they're following the complete opposite rule. Go to school, right? Go to school and do this. Go to school and learn statistics because statistics is important to you. And then you go and raise your hand and ask the teacher, hey, teacher, do you use statistics in your life right now? Do you use algebra in your personal life? And they're just going to be like, no, but you should still learn it, right? They don't take their own advice. The same thing for your friends, the same things for your family. If people are not taking their own advice, why would you ask them for advice, right? Do whatever it is that you want to do. Control your environment's influence. If you don't like the people that you're around, if you don't like the society that you're around, if you don't like the community that you're around, you have the choice to get up and move. I've never really understood why people complain about their job. People complain about their coworkers, but they still work the same job. I don't know why people complain about the city and the space that they move in, that they live in, and they still live in the same city. I hate this city. You don't understand. I can't wait to leave. I don't like the people that I work with. I don't like my friends. My friends, all they do is chit chat and whatever and gossip. Well, then why do you talk to them? The only person that is stopping you is yourself, but you don't want to look at yourself. You just want to say it's because of my parents. It's because of my friends. It's because my teacher said. It's because my mom won't approve. It's because my dad won't approve. It's because the way that I grew up is hard. You have the power to change that. The same way that you had the power to decide anything that you've currently done in your life, you also have the power to do something else about it, right? So I'm gonna give you a fourth and fifth one. Time, right? Time is the most important thing in life. Time by far is the most important thing in life. Now, what do I mean by that? So you know how people say like YOLO, like you only live once. That is not true. You don't only live once. So one of the things that I've learned is you get to live every single day. You get to live every single day. You only die once. Let me say that again. That is not true. That you only live once thing, people are like, oh, you only live once. No, you live every single day. You lived yesterday. You woke up yesterday. You lived yesterday. You woke up today. You're watching this video right now. You're living today. You're probably going to wake up and live tomorrow, right? But you only die once. So every single day that you're alive, every single day that you're up, that you're breathing, that you're healthy, that you can walk, that your brain is stable, you're living. So take advantage of every single day and do something positive that's going to help you fulfill yourself, right? You only die once. You live every single day. So take advantage that you're alive, take advantage that you're breathing, take advantage that you're healthy, and do whatever it is that makes you happy. You might not wake up tomorrow, right? But you are awake today. You are awake right now. So after this video is over, when I decide, hey, what is it that I want to do with myself, and do it? Because you're alive right now. You're breathing, right? You never know. So you're alive every single day. You live every single day. You only die once. Once you die, it's game over. You don't get to do that again. And you don't want to live with that regret. Like, oh, man, I could have done that yesterday. Now I can't do it because I'm sick or whatever, right? You live every single day. Take advantage that you're not sick. Take advantage that you're healthy. Take advantage that you are able to walk and live to your fullest purpose and fullest potential every single day. So the fifth one has nothing to do with the book. I'm just going to be talking about myself. And it kind of has something to do with the book, right? So living in your purpose, like that was the first thing I said. Having a purpose, right? Waking up every single day and having a goal. So as obviously as I accomplish some of my goals, I have new goals, because I'm not just going to accomplish goals and then just sit on my hands and like, well, I did everything I wanted to do in my life. Now I'm going to just stay home and do nothing. No, right? I accomplished one thing and now I add a new thing to that list. So this is going to be the first time I say this. I've never said this before. And I know this is a very long live, but it is a very important book. So it's going to be a little longer than normal. So I've never said this before. So my next big goal for myself, personally, for Brian, is to write a book and publish a book. So basically, I want to have a book in stores, in Barnes and Nobles, and Amazon and stuff like that, right? Now, everything that I said, right? Society, influence, time, all that stuff comes into factor, right? So I want to write a book, and I already know people gonna be like, hey, you're gonna write a book? That's awesome. You can do anything you want to, but you should talk about this. Oh, in your book, you should write about this. Or in your book, like, you know what will make your book really good? Again, you don't need society's opinion, right? So we're going to cover all those topics, right? You don't need people, you don't need to ask approval. Hey, what should I write on my book about? I already decided I'm writing a book, so I kind of already know what I want to write about, right? You don't need to go out there and ask for permission to do anything. You just do whatever it is that you put your mind to. Now, obviously, I didn't graduate from college because me and college just gonna mix, right? I'm not, that's a whole separate video. But doesn't mean that I am a bad author, right? Most of the best authors in the entire world didn't graduate from college. So you don't need to seek any validation. You don't need to seek, oh, you went to college to write that book? You don't need a letter of approval to write a book from a college administration. All you need to do is know that you approve whatever it is that you're writing, right? Now, I don't write that well. Now, I'm not the best speaker. I find it really hard to focus for a very long time. So the book might take me some time to write, right? It doesn't mean that I'm going to be like, oh, because I have a hard time focusing on one thing, this book is not going to get done. It is going to get done. And the book is basically going to be about my life, my journey, my struggles, how I overcame my struggles, and big things that I want to do in my future. And I want to see if I'm able to do them, right? So, of course, you're going to get negativity, negative comments, right? What makes you qualified to write a book? Why do you think that people will even read your book? Why do you think that, like, you'll become a bestseller? Like, there's people who are professional writers and they're not bestsellers. So what makes you want to invest money into writing a book? All that stuff, honestly, does not matter. I want to write a book because I want to write a book, and that's my next goal, and I want to be able to achieve my goal, right? So I know one day, it doesn't have to be next year, it doesn't have to be the year after, it doesn't have to be the year after, I am going to publish a book, and it will be in Barnes and Noble, and that will be another thing off my to-do list. That'll be another thing off my checklist, right? So again, have big goals, set big goals for yourself, set unrealistic goals, unrealistic expectations, and eventually they don't become unrealistic expectations. Your unrealistic expectations get met, and now they are your reality. So again, like I said, going back to step one, I want to inspire. I know when I was growing up and I would tell people, because I'm very outspoken about my goals, I have very high confidence in myself. A lot of people would say, nobody else has done it. What makes you qualified to do it? Nobody else has succeeded. What makes you think that you can succeed? People say, I've heard this before, like, but you know, like, you're Dominican. So like, how many Dominicans can you name that run successful businesses? Cool. Then if none of them do, which I'm pretty sure they definitely are, but if none of them do, then I'll be the first one. That's fine. I've also heard so many like things. I'm not going to keep going, but you can become the first one, right? You can become the first one. I always see it as like my grandparents, they ended up moving here from DR, right? My grandfather, he ended up moving to the United States from DR to New York, right? He had to leave his friends behind. He had to leave his family behind. He had to leave his wife behind, all for a belief that he thought he can provide a better situation for his family in the future, right? So that's basically what I did, right? And I'm pretty sure my grandfather heard all types of things. Why would you leave your family behind? But you're born in DR, like you're from DR. Like, why would you do that? And it is the best situation because whether he knows it or not, you know, him moving to United States led to me being born in America, which is the land of opportunity. And because of his decision to move from DR to New York, I was born in the greatest city of all time, which is New York, in the land of opportunity, which is America. And my success would definitely have to go to him making that sacrifice for himself. in order for me to land wherever it is that I'm going to land. And I'm making the most of the opportunity. So that's how I see it as. Me moving from New York is basically doing what my grandfather did, leaving his friends, his family behind in order to provide a better future for the next generation, right? So that's just how I see it as. This book is very, very deep. I definitely suggest reading this book, Outwitting the Devil. Again, it is my favorite book. There is a lot more to this book, but I'm already going on 30 minutes and this has been very long. But yeah, Outwitting the Devil, y'all, by Napoleon Hill. Love the book. Thank you guys for this live. Thank you if I've been talking for so long, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you to the 3 people watching. Thank you to the 2 thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Yeah, remember I was saying on the road for 1,000 for so long. We accomplished it, right? I don't know anybody in my friend circles that have over 1,000 subscribers. Guess what? I became the first one. All because I believed I thought I can do it. And I did it. Took forever, but I did it. You can do anything that you want to. Doesn't matter how long it takes. You can do it. Believe in yourself, work on it, work at it, keep going at it. If you fail, you didn't lose, you learn. You use what you learn in order to keep going until you get what you want to get. It's your boy, Royal King Brian. Invest in yourself, y'all. Dynasty. Peace.